U.S. job gains was better than expected. 272,000, much more than expected. Okay, and that actually sent Bitcoin and actually the futures market down. Now, why would that happen? Why would good economic data bring down markets? Well, the reason being, people now think there's less chance for Powell to cut rates, especially this month, right? They think, well, if the economy is doing well, then there's no need for Powell to cut rates. Well, that's just the wrong way to look at it. I think this is really actually a fake out. First of all, it doesn't quite make sense, especially if you actually read what actually came out. Yes, that was high, but unemployment also rose to 4% from our previous 3.9%. So it doesn't quite make sense that unemployment is going up, yet there's more jobs gained in May, right? There's something off there. But when this first came out, you had Dow being negative 200. You had Bitcoin having this down spike. But then I'm thinking people are starting to realize that the two doesn't add together and the economy is still not doing well. Unemployment in the U.S. is now above 4%. Powell has said this before. He was saying if things slow down, we will see 4+% unemployment, and that's no good. Right? So now we're starting to see things claw back. Bitcoin is at 71.4, a higher level than when I streamed last night. And it will not surprise me to see Bitcoin come up to 72,000 and possibly even 73,000 today. We'll see. We'll see. I have that feeling. I think something is astir right now. Something's brewing behind the scenes. And I think Wall Street is getting ready for something. Well, not only that, they are definitely getting ready for something else too. And I know a lot of you guys are talking about it, and that is GameStop, okay? GameStop is down right now. Trading halted. It went up like 40% yesterday, and then it was like 40% up in the aftermarket. Now it started open in the red, but everyone's waiting for this live stream that's coming up in 2 hours. Look at how fast that chat was moving. There's 35,000 people waiting right now in this live stream, and it's, you know, Roaring Kitty basically is gonna be talking, and no one knows what he's gonna say. No one knows what he's up to, but he's like, his call option is up to like what? No, in total, his call option and his holdings, they were around 600 million yesterday. So people are thinking if he somehow gets GME to pump even more today, he will become a billionaire. That's pretty crazy if you think about it, right? But right now, I'm guessing that the shorts or the shorters or Wall Street or the hedge funds that have shorts, they are doing whatever they can to keep this down. They don't want to see GameStop go up anymore. That would be absolutely insanity and probably wreck a lot of them and cause them to go bankrupt. So I think they're doing what they can to try to suppress this. But we know that it's basically not possible. He has the most influence right now. But, you know, we don't know. We don't know what he's going to say. We just no clue. I'll be tuning in. We'll see. We'll see what he says. The GME crypto meme coin is doing really well. Last night it went up to like 200 million. It came down a little bit this morning, but it's back up to 170 million. This thing is going nuts. Real nuts. So we'll see where that goes too. We have seen several memes hit 1+ billion. Are we going to see something similar? Especially if he comes out. You know, Roaring Kitty comes out and says, you know, I'm going to start supporting crypto. I'm going to start buying some Bitcoin. I'm going to start buying whatever, GameStop, GME memes. Man, that's going to be wild today. That's going to be absolutely wild. So we'll see what he says. All right, outside of all this crazy Roaring Kitty news, what about Bitcoin itself? Well, a lot of people are thinking today is the day. There's an analyst that actually came out and said Bitcoin could be hitting 83,000 today. Okay. And he quoted the jobs numbers. So he's saying the job numbers coming in line or worse than expected, that could lift Bitcoin upwards. And it was kind of true because that's why Bitcoin was going up. I still think this right here is kind of like a fake out. And then we could definitely see us go right back up to 72 and beyond and possibly break that 73,000 mark today. And if we do, we have $9 billion worth of shorts that will be squeezed and liquidated, and that will drive us possibly into the 80s. We have been going sideways for 3 months, but you guys have noticed we're building more and more momentum. It's getting less volatile, and we're building this base right around 71,000 right now. Something's going to happen. Something's going to happen very, very soon, and it could be as soon as today. Also, other things like futures open interest, pretty high. Of course, a lot of people are banking on the fact that we are going to go higher. So it has been climbing, right? We'll see. It's still kind of dangerous to play with leverage, but these days, a little bit less so, especially if you use a little bit less leverage. Like me, myself, I'm using like 3x, 4x, 5x. Staying away from the 15, 20, 50x. Those days may be over, but you know what? Hey, right now things are looking pretty darn good. And also ETFs, you know, we've been following this for quite some time, right? And in terms of how much inflows, and 18 consecutive days now of net inflow. And even yesterday was pretty darn good. Yesterday was 217 million. So if you add this week, I mean, it's tremendous. Not counting today, obviously, right? But if you count today, it's going to be tremendous too. So we're talking about 1.5, 1.7, possibly $2 billion worth of Bitcoin being bought this week. $2 billion. All right? What if you times by 52, right? What if we had $2 billion flowing in every week? Just think about it for a second. You know what that would do to the supply. That would absolutely decimate the supply, and that supply shock I've been talking about. It will be enormous, right? And you know what? Who's to say that won't happen every week? From here on out, as Bitcoin gets stronger and goes higher in price, it's going to cause more institutional FOMO and cause more buying. We could have days like June 4th where we have close to $1 billion just that single day. We're not talking about a whole week. You could have billion-dollar inflow days. And I'm thinking we will see them. And we could possibly, by the end of this cycle, see $2 billion days, $3 billion days. The FOMO is only building, nowhere near top. And in case you're wondering, BlackRock now holds over $20 billion worth of Bitcoin in their fund. $20 billion. That's in 3 months. 3 months. $20 billion. You do the math, right? That's crazy. That's crazy.